How's it going, Fish Fam? Welcome back to a brand new reaction. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. For those of you who didn't see my posts or my most recent upload, I'm actually going to be taking a step back from doing content outside of One Piece for a little while, just so that way I can kind of more focus in on that. But in the interest of trying to make sure I'm putting out as much quality content as possible and as much content as I have been in the past, I wanted to take some time to watch a video that a lot of people in the One Piece community have recommended that I check out. It was sort of a really good introduction to the world as a whole. So today I'm going to be taking a look at the breathtaking world of One Piece. I wanted to take a quick pause here, just because I realized in the process of editing this video that I forgot to shout out the creator of the breathtaking world of One Piece. It was created by Straw Hat 5. I'll put all their info down in the description below. All right, back to the video. One Piece. From what a lot of people in the community have said, this is a really great sort of introduction to everything that's going on in the background of the story as a whole. From what I've heard, there shouldn't be any spoilers for me throughout the course of this, but I'm hoping that in watching this, I'm going to get a little bit better understanding of some of the questions that I've had in regards to, what was the past like before our current characters and the big name pirates of today. I just want to have a little bit more of an understanding of that going forward. Obviously, I'm sure it's going to be information that is revealed, but it's just something that I feel like would enhance my overall current viewing of the show. I don't think there's a whole lot else to say. I'm just excited to check this out and hopefully learn a thing or two about this world that I'm exploring right now. So let's just get into it. This is already beautiful. Okay. Okay, so definitely like what I thought, it's going to go a little bit into the history. So that's awesome. That's definitely what I was hoping for, just because I feel like that's something that I don't know enough about early on, but I feel like would enhance my current viewing experience, or at least give me a little bit more of a knowledge base going forward, so I don't have as many unnecessary questions. Obviously, throughout the course of the story, a lot of questions are going to be answered, but I feel like questions about the historical context of everything are important to know moving forward.
世界はちょうど海賊王ゴールド・ロジャーの処刑に沸き、彼の残した莫大な富、一つなぎの大秘宝ワンピースを求め、ありとあらゆる者たちが海へ漕ぎ出した。大海賊時代の幕開けである。
Bro, this is so well edited. So I'm assuming it's going to show a lot of characters that I haven't met yet. I don't consider that to be spoilers. Been on the internet and around anime culture long enough that I've seen a lot of One Piece character designs. So I don't think there's going to be anything that's particularly new to me as far as just seeing characters. But I just like the fact that it is, fleshing out the world. Wait, Santa? Santa exists in One Piece?
全ての海賊たちが目指すグランドライン後半の海。人呼んで新世界。
Damn. 43. Okay, so just seeing like some of these towns and like cities and stuff, it's like I wasn't expecting like the cities and stuff to be the scale that they're at, I guess. I mean, obviously I understand from their explanation of the world, it's big, right? There's 5 oceans. So it's a huge world. It's, the roughly the same size as the world we live on, right? But I didn't think about like the cities just being as grand a scale as they're showing here, just because of what we've seen so far has been like relatively small villages, I guess. They have trains? This is they have like crazy infrastructure. Okay.
しかしかつてその海を制したのは海賊王ゴールド・ロジャーただ一人。
Holy shit. Okay, so these are like some giant fucking dinosaur skulls, right? And then we have like what looks like islands floating in the middle of the ocean, but with giant mouths. Okay, so there's aside from the big sort of sea monsters that we've already seen, there's some crazy, like humongous creatures potentially that we see at some point. Okay. At what point does One Piece become a kaiju anime? That's what I'm wondering right now.
毎年100隻を超える船が霧の中で消息を絶つ。
海賊が夢を追えば温かな幸せや愛する者を失う人々の涙が流れる時もある。
So is that like all the Navy? Damn. Or the Marines? Damn. Marine bases are huge. They're like as big as most of the cities. So I was gonna talk about the fact that it seems a bunch of different cultures are kind of represented throughout this. Like obviously I've seen pyramids and stuff like that shown throughout the course of this video, but we just saw the Flying Dutchman. So are there actual tie-ins in One Piece to real life historical pirates? Like we're seeing the Flying Dutchman, right? Which for those of you who haven't seen SpongeBob is a real pirate ship. It's historically a legend. Are we gonna see like Blackbeard or something at some point? That's wild. Okay.
世界は広いんだよい。島の数なんて誰にも数えられねえ。この海は俺たちが見たことのない。
Again, yeah, like the scale of everything is just so much bigger than I thought it was initially.
すげえことだと思わねえか。 Bro, it's like it's almost like a game. Like at a certain like obviously it's not. It's like a real world. Real worlds are based on games are based on the real world, right? So it's like there's just so many different like areas and cultures that are just specific to seemingly islands or I guess like areas of land masses that are just strictly this thing. Like we saw what seemed to be like feudal Japan, and then we've seen areas that have pyramids, and we've seen areas with snow-covered mountains, and I did not expect it to be such like a grand scale of things, especially coming from the perspective that I have, being someone who's such a big fan of Naruto, where yeah, the villages each have their own sort of separate feel and separate vibe. Obviously, Sand Village, it's sand, right? It's in a desert. Cloud Village, for whatever reason, is the only village where people have darker skin. Everywhere has like its own culture and feel in Naruto, but it in this world a much grander scale of that. We saw dinosaurs. I hold on, let me go back. Let me go back a second. Bro, I saw Big Monkey, right? I saw a King Kong, and right now I see a dinosaur in a cape. That's nuts. That is huge. So we're gonna get dinosaurs at some point in this show? That's crazy. Oh, yep. Birds delivering the mail, just like in Harry Potter. What? So there's like these tsunamis that people use to like travel? That's crazy. That is a train traveling on the ocean. Outside of Snowpiercer, like I don't know that I've seen anything like that, right? And then this is probably another devil fruit user. I'm not sure at what point we're gonna see this, but this is clearly like someone else similar to Luffy, I'm assuming, who ate a devil fruit and now has like ice powers or can freeze water, something like that. Which I mean is probably the most useful of the devil fruit powers because it's the only one where you're not gonna like immediately drown, right? But dude is riding a bike across the ocean. That's fucking wild. Wait. So there's like literally cities in the sky then. So not only is like the land itself and the ocean's like super vast and has a bunch of stuff going on all over the place, but we also have like separate cities that are just in the sky. Jeez. Not an anime, but of Magic the Gathering. Like that's how seemingly separated all of these different like cultures and land masses are, that different universes unto themselves or different planes. Is that a flying octopus? Okay, and that's what I expected. We have stuff undersea also. Wait, how is Luffy gonna go visit anything that's underwater? That's interesting. Oh, I know those two places. Fog, something I recognize. Where I'm at right now, visually, comparing it to like the stuff that I'm seeing in this video, so wild because obviously like this anime is so long running and is taking course over so many years that the art and technology available has just changed so dramatically that I see the future visually in terms of what I'm going to be watching, and I'm super stoked. Because don't get me wrong, like it doesn't look bad right now, especially for the time period it came out in. But like, seeing visually how beautiful the settings are and like some of the scenes that I'm going to be watching, it just gives me a lot to look forward to for sure. Jesus. Okay, we got submarines? Maybe that's how Luffy gets underwater. Is that a fucking dragon?
海の歓喜の顔色を白いベールで包み隠す。
Okay. Wait, is that the octopus? The flying octopus? It just inflates? The World Government 2. Okay. So does that mean there's like separate world governments, or is that just like the world government's second like flying vessel? Also, it's crazy to me that they basically have like in this world where there's seemingly like super low technology, right? Like there's dudes running around with muskets and swords that are the apex predators seemingly of the ocean are dudes with like muskets just running around, right? And then we have the world government that has a sky elevator with a giant floating city attached to it. There's just so much going on. So we even have like Aztec type pirates or cultures or representation. Land of the gods? Assuming those were all definitely. Okay, that's the end of the video. Wow. That was a lot. I'm really glad I watched that. Honestly, it gives me so much more of an insight into like the scale of everything that's happening in the background. Because obviously, like most of the things we're going to be seeing, we haven't seen, right? We're so early on into the show that there's just an insane amount still to come. I really like the fact that there's so much like represented inside the world of one. Well, it's built out to be a world, right? Whereas a lot of animes, they're like, okay, it's set in modern day, and here's this one exception. That's the only exception. Or it'll be the case of like isekai animes, right? It'll be like, okay, it's basically olden times, but there's also magic. That's like the one difference. Like the way One Piece has built out this world, seemingly having all these different like cultures represented, and different sort of just based on geography, how these areas and people develop. I'm just looking forward to getting to see the whole shebang, I guess. I don't know. I've heard that from a few different people, like what specific arcs are their favorite, but honestly, just getting to see everything put into perspective, I'm excited to just see, I guess, the development over time. Because they depicted it a lot here, but the difference in visuals compared to what I'm currently watching and what I'll be seeing in the future as we continue on through the story are something that I'm really looking forward to. Let me know in the comments down below, what's your favorite aspect of the world building within One Piece? Because for me, I honestly think it's how diverse might be the best way to put it, but just in terms of having there's so many areas to explore, right? Whether it's there's
apparently islands floating in the sky. There's stuff beneath the sea, which it being kind of a pirate anime, I kind of assumed there was always going to be something more involved down there, and then seeing how there's, you know, different land masses that have just developed completely differently culturally, and, you know, everything else from what we understand to be the core world, or at least what I understand to be like the core like premise of the show, having like these small villages just sort of scattered on islands or whatever, and then every once in a while there's like a bigger city, but that's definitely doesn't appear to be the case. There's, you know, gigantic cities everywhere. It's just a matter of scale because the world is so big and there's so much that we haven't seen yet and that needs to be developed. With all that being said, don't forget to hit the subscription button down below. Make sure you tap the notification bell so you get notified the next time I post a One Piece video. And with all that said, I'll see you guys on the next one.